happy travelers, welcome back to our Egyptian adventures. So far on this trip we've done planes, trains, and automobiles, but today we are going on an overnight adventure on an Egyptian sailing boat. I'm really curious to see how it goes. There are no cabins, we are all staying on this one gigantic mattress, what you'd call this. So if we're not all comfortable with each other already after tonight. About to have lunch. Very relaxing, I think. I would be surprised if anyone got seasick because we're going so slow. Barely even feels like we're moving. There's a nice breeze, weather's great.
This is the middle of February right now, and it's usually a little colder than this, I think, but it's like right around 80 degrees Fahrenheit, so the weather's perfect. Right after we left the dock, they brought out a big tray with coffees and teas that we could enjoy. Around 1 o'clock, the crew is preparing a lunch for us. So we decided to bust out some drinks as well. They talked to us ahead of time and took a drink order, so if you wanted to have beer or wine for the trip, you could pre-order that, and they have it on ice.
Fava bean, mashed potatoes, falafel.
So for those of you wondering, there is a bathroom that is on this Felucca, which is good because we're going to be here all day and all night. Let's give you a quick little bathroom tour. This is actually really nice. There's like tiles in here. They even have a little shower head. I don't think we're going to be doing any showering, but that's a surprise. I didn't think there would be a shower on here. Running water, lots of toilet paper. One thing they did say is they don't want you to flush any toilet paper down, which is kind of a thing that you'll find in a lot of places. Just around Egypt, that's pretty general. So they have this little window that at least during the daytime you can open up and get a little bit of natural light in.
After lunch, we made a little stop on these sand dunes. There's like not really a permanent structure here, but these guys have sandboards out. So I think maybe if you pay a little bit of money, you can go sandboarding. I think they're just kind of cleaning up lunch stuff while we stop here. And there's some dogs and some donkeys. So I've got some animals I can play with.
A couple of the guests on our Felucca tour asked about jumping into the Nile, and our guide made it very clear that it's definitely not recommended that you do so, but he also indicated that he probably wouldn't stop you if you tried. We spent a couple hours just sailing along the Nile, relaxing, playing cards, reading, just really enjoying our time. And we found a spot to anchor for the night on the banks, and they're cooking up some dinner. It smells really good so far. So they actually let us get off the boat here for a little bit and walk around where we're spending the night.
This is where we're going to sleep, kind of docked here, so we're not just drifting in the Nile. And they put a mosquito net around the sleeping area of the boat, although there are some big gaps, so I really don't think it's going to work all that well.
Yeah, probably not the best, but it'll keep them out a little bit, maybe. Get bug spray?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've already put it on like 4 times.
dinner is served. We have pasta soup, grilled veggies, rice, and Nubian chicken.
Bedtime. So it's about 7 a.m. and we just woke up. I slept pretty well. It got chilly. If you do these Felucca rides, bring layers. Haven't had coffee yet, obviously.
Coffee is necessary. The crew put out a breakfast for us this morning. Pancakes and bread, bananas, hard-boiled eggs, cheese, honey, and jam. And we've just pushed off the side of the shore. It looks like we're gonna head back to the other side and catch our bus for the rest of the way to Luxor. About halfway on our drive, we stopped to use the restroom.
We were able to get a few snacks and go to the bathroom, stretch our legs. We've been in that car for a while now, so it's nice. It's definitely tourist prices. They're making a killing here off of the tourist buses stopping, but I still want it.
I'm pretty sure I bought an Egyptian style Twinkie.
It's all not good for you snacks, but. After several hours in our van, we've made it to our hotel in Luxor. We're staying at the Sonesta St. George. We weren't expecting to check in here before we went to the Karnak Temple, but we're getting like an hour. I really need to brush my teeth and like wash my face after that Felucca. It was fantastic, but there were very basic amenities, so we're gonna get to freshen up and then go see the temple, which is great. Now we are at the Karnak Temple, which is one of the most amazing things I've ever seen in my entire life, and this will be our second time doing it. 10 out of 10 recommend if you come to Luxor. So it's actually Karnak Temples, not Karnak Temple, as it is several different temple complexes. It's one of the largest in Egypt, and every king of Egypt added something to it to show that they were adding something, giving something to the gods.
So as was the case with many of the other temples that we visited on this trip, our guide walked around with us, gave us a bunch of information for like the first hour, and then he's letting us do an hour of exploring on our own. This site is so big that it's really nice to be able to just go along and kind of check out all the little areas, kind of get lost a little bit.
I know I keep comparing this trip to the last trip we went on to Egypt, but that's my frame of reference. So actually, a few of the places we've been to, some new places have opened up since the last time we were here in 2016. So it's kind of the same experience, but kind of not. So that's really cool. I would try to tell you some of the stuff our guide has told us about these temples and ancient Egyptian history, but it spans several thousand years. So as you can imagine, it's a lot of information. All of it very interesting, but a lot of information nonetheless.
Let's go this way.
Okay.
I kind of feel like Indiana Jones running around here a little bit.
I don't think we're going to be able to visit it this time, but Luxor Temple is about 3 kilometers away from here, and that is definitely something you should visit if you come to Luxor as well. We did go there last time, so I'm kind of sad we're going to miss it this time, but it's really cool.
I don't know if you mentioned this already, but they had a walkway that was lined with 1,200 Sphinx that connected Karnak Temple, where we are now, to Luxor Temple.
Called the Avenue of the Sphinxes, and they restored the avenue and just opened in 2019. There were 1,200 Sphinxes, but they were able to recover 300 of them because the rest were unfortunately too destroyed. Obviously, this is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and one of the conditions of restoring one of these sites is that they restore it, but they don't recreate it, I guess. So for instance, like this is restored. This is from ancient Egypt, obviously. You can see there's carvings here. They didn't recarve the scene, even though they know what it was. They just leave it as is. And the same with the colors. The colors that you see are the original colors from thousands of years ago. They don't repaint them, they just restore them.
I just can't get over how good the colors are in some of these temples. It's just crazy. I think one of my favorite sections of this whole temple complex has to be this hall with all the big pillars. It's really cool to see all the colors and just run around in between them. They're really, really big. I'm gonna guess they're probably 30 to 50 foot each one. We had a really fun time exploring around all the temple grounds. There's tons of places to take photos, so this is definitely like the Instagram temple. There's all the spots that are really popular here. One thing that you do have to be aware of though is that there's a lot of guards that will kind of follow you around, trying to show you different things and asking for a tip. They're a little more aggressive at this temple than they have been at other ones, so that's just something to be aware of. Pretty much if anyone in Egypt asks where you're from, they're gonna wanna sell you something or get a tip afterwards for whatever they do. So that's your red flag warning right there. Still highly recommend Karnak Temple.
That Felucca night was an adventure for sure. I'm glad we did it. We have one more full day in Egypt, but it's gonna be action-packed, so make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss it, and the thumbs up if you like this video, and we will see you tomorrow.
This is Kelly and Kevin from the Awkward Tourists.
Peace out.
We have just arrived at the Valley of the Kings.
One cool thing about this tomb is at the end of it, there is a sarcophagus. We're on an Egyptian sailing boat, and it's going to be fun. And it's going to be fun. Oh, there it is. There's a donkey right behind me. Oh, I just choked on my own breath.
We spent the next 2 hours just slowly drifting down the river.
Down by the river.
Down the river. On the wrong side of the river.
Looks to me like you're on the wrong side of the river! Shit. Get close.
And of course, Kelly finds a dog. Hi. Oh, it's a dog.
Hi, cuties. Hi. You're so cute. Yeah. Oh.
Oh, bite, bite, bite.
You're so cute.
Oh.
You're so
We had a really